Cruz Vala. This is their kind of trail all mountain e-bike. It's 150 mil travel in the back, 160 up front. Mixed wheels, so similar to the Bronson in their acoustic bike catalog. It's got a 600 watt battery. It's a little bit lighter than a lot of other full power bikes though, but it still has that same full power motor. So super fun to play around on up here at Spirit Mountain. The lifts are closed for the season, but if you got an e-bike like this, you can keep doing laps. So the bike that I'm on is a size large. I am just over 5'10", and immediately just felt very comfortable. Reach feels good. It's got a nice steep seat tube, so you're in a good pedaling position even with that longer reach. It's a relatively slack bike. I think it's 63.5 or right around there, and it doesn't feel like it's flopping around at all. So just a very well balanced bike. I think this bike is getting into an interesting place where you have that full power motor, but it doesn't feel like some of those earlier full power bikes where it was almost a different sport. It was really closer to riding a dirt bike. You know, it really weighed a lot. And you kind of had to muscle it through stuff. This bike feels much more like my daily driver, which is awesome. Definitely not as light as some of those like super light bikes, Turbo SL or the Heckler SL, but I think the power for the little added weight is definitely worth it. At least the way that I see these bikes being ridden. And I think I'm only in the tour mode or the second level of power, and this thing is just flying up the climb. I've been riding some lighter weight bikes recently, and yeah, they feel like you can tell they're doing something, but to me it's not quite enough of an improvement in how efficiently you can get back to the top. That being said, those lighter weight bikes are awesome for people that are just looking to extend their ride, and just riding, you know, your everyday trails. This bike is also going to be great for that. It just has that little extra power, so that if you're out here doing unassisted shuttle laps, you can get a lot more riding in. So this bike is obviously a ton of fun, but who's it for? Well, I would say this is a perfect bike for anybody who's coming out to Spirit Mountain midweek. If you ride a lot at Piedmont, if you're heading over to Copper Harbor, you can ride all the shuttle trails in Copper Harbor without needing the shuttle. So yeah, but it's not overkill. There's a lot of bikes, I think, that they kind of deaden all the less rocky trails, less extreme trails. This bike is very lively, very fun, even on some of the mellower trails we have. So obviously it jumps real well. Let's see how it rides through the rockier bits. As with the Santa Cruz, You would expect it to be very planted feeling, but really has good support to push into. So it doesn't feel like you're kind of lost, wallowing in travel. Definitely still able to pick it up over sections. Manual through awkward corners that people are building out here. And it's still pretty dry. And this bike is holding good traction on all this off-camber loose. Part of that is definitely these Magic Mirror tires. Absolutely incredible tires. Oh, and they pulled all the bridges on me. I swear there's a trail here somewhere. That 27.5 rear wheel is very quick through those tighter corners, even when I am not. Man, this bike is absolutely a pleasure to ride out here. Got some nice flat turns over roots, and it really, for being a 47-pound e-bike, still pops out of stuff very well. Like I said, that support to the rear shock makes it pretty easy to hold speed. Oh, that's awesome.